Chicago Med follows the lives of the courageous doctors, nurses, and staff working in the Windy City, including sizzling on-screen romances. But are their real romantic lives as sensational and steamy as their fake ones? Let's find out. If not for the adorable content his wife Mirelly Taylor posts to social media, fans wouldn't know much at all about Brian T's love life. The actor who plays Ethan Choi on the show has been married to Taylor for many years, but he has for the most part kept his personal life hush-hush. That is, until the birth of his dear daughter, Madeline Schuyler, in 2015. The newly minted father told People shortly after the birth, "I guess every dad would imagine their daughter to be an angel baby, but I have to tell you that she's an angel baby." He also described his girl as extremely patient and an old soul who is, quote, teaching us how to be parents. Can you say daddy's girl? Torrey DeVitto's love life, on the other hand, somewhat mirrors the complicated nature of her on-screen romances. According to Amo Mama, DeVitto, who plays Natalie Meaning on the show, met fellow actor Paul Wesley on the set of Killer Movie, and they said "I do" 4 years later. However, after DeVitto landed a small role on The Vampire Diaries, the pair had to live states away from each other. They made it work for a couple of years, but the marriage ended shortly after.
Oh, sounds like a country song.
After that, DeVitto began a relationship with actor and comedian Rick Glassman, but her gig in Chicago kept her far from her LA-based beau, and they called it quits after a year. A few months post-breakup, the actress was snapped with the Dancing with the Stars pro, Artem Chikvintsev. The talented couple made their relationship last for a whole trip around the sun before DeVitto reportedly ended it. According to US Weekly, distance was the culprit yet again. The star went on to date fellow One Chicago franchise cast member Jesse Lee Soffer for a while, but confirmed her romance with Blue Bloods star Will Estes in 2020, per Amo Mama. Now, DeVitto is dating current Chicago Cubs manager David Ross. In 2012, news outlets reported that Yaya DaCosta, who plays April Sexton on the show, had divorced from her husband of 2 years, director Joshua B. Alafia. Although she rarely talks about her personal life, DaCosta decided to clear the air in an interview with Madame Noir that took place 4 years later. The model-turned-actress said, "I never got divorced because I was never married, but I did have a child with someone, which is more of a commitment than marriages these days anyway." She also used the occasion to explain her reasoning for ending the relationship. She said, "I broke up with him right after the birth because, like I said, it was an enlightening experience." But here's where things get confusing. In 2015, Page Six reported that the former America's Next Top Model contestant filed papers for a contested divorce against Alafia in Manhattan Supreme Court. If they were never married, why would they need a divorce? Nick Gehlfuss, who plays Will Halstead on the show, had his wedding on Friday the 13th. He told People in 2020 that he and his partner, Lillian Matsudo, had a, quote, big wedding in Ohio before a blizzard hit. But on the day of the big fiesta, the weather was ideal. The actor said, "It rained that day in the morning, which is good luck, and then it was perfect after that." He also said he wanted to invite his castmates, but would have had to invite the entire franchise to be fair. Still, co-star DaCosta gushed about the couple to People, saying, "We're so happy for Nick. We're ecstatic. She's unbelievably cool. They're perfect." Unfortunately, Gehlfuss had to spend what should have been his honeymoon promoting the upcoming season of Chicago Med. He and Matsudo plan on heading to Japan for a proper honeymoon sometime in the near future, per People. According to Amo Mama, Colin Donnell met Patty Marin while they both worked on the theatrical drama Love's Labor's Lost. He popped the question a year later, and the pair got married a year after that. But it wasn't your ordinary big day. You see, Marin is a die-hard fan of The Bachelor and its many spin-offs. As such, she dreamed of having her very own rose ceremony. Colin made that dream come to fruition by planning a wedding in the show's signature style. Thankfully, he didn't run off with his runner-up, as some bachelors did. In early 2020, the couple shared the news that they were expecting their first child. That July, Donald took to Instagram to introduce his precious daughter, Cecily Phillips. He captioned the post with a quote that read, "Life is not the things you do. It's who you're doing them with." Hear, hear. Although Oliver Platt's Chicago Med character, Daniel Charles, has been married 4 times, Pratt took a stroll down the aisle only once. According to Celeb Live Update, in 1992, Oliver Platt married his sweetheart, Camilla Campbell, who works as a director of admissions at New York City's Grace Church School. They share 3 beautiful children, Lily, who was born in 1995, George, who was born in 1997, and Claire, who was born in 1999. The year his youngest was born, the actor told Tulsa World that he'd decided to turn his focus away from the stage and toward the big screen now that he had kids at home. He said, "I've got a wife and 3 kids, so film is just the most viable thing for me right now. I still love the theater, but the commitment in time and energy to do live theater is so great. And frankly, the financial rewards are just not as attractive." Platt, along with several of his co-stars, frequently shares photos of his familial crew on social media. We hope they keep them coming. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about your favorite TV shows are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.